Happy December, everyone! In the spirit of this season, this month we are covering the truest gospel from a galaxy far, far away. Thanks to Rogue One coming out December 16th, it's Canon Star Wars month. And what better way to celebrate the canon than by covering the best canon ongoing comic right now that wasn't ongoing. So massive spoilers for the 2015 Darth Vader comic incoming. You've been warned. On with the show! Darth Vader number 13. We begin where Vader Down proper ended, with Vader being held at gunpoint by an entire army, complete with tanks. Vader tells them that they can surrender, but of course they don't since hundreds of them and only one of him. But Vader decimates them hard. No lube. He uses the Force to blow up their thermal detonators. He freaking deflects a laser cannon blast back at a T-4B tank. Badass! We cut away from the brutality, though, as Princess Leia and Han and the rest of the reinforcements arrive on planet. They're told about Luke's kamikaze into Vader to bring him down, and that they haven't spared any forces to try and find Luke, since, freaking Vader's over there, man. Leia agrees, and rallies everyone to go after Vader. But Han won't leave his friend in the desert to die, so he hops into Millennium Falcon and goes to save Luke. High in orbit, Aphra gets off the comms with a fuzzy-butted someone. Trip Zero pulls up a hologram of the main cast of Star Wars so they know the enemy, with Aphra actually making a good joke about how Han looks less like a hero of the rebellion and more like a dude who'd slip out on his bar tab. Now it's time for them to go save Vader as they begin to enter the atmosphere. Rebel scouts arrive at Vader's TIE fighter, but he's nowhere to be found. The ground team sees that the blaster array from the fighter is missing, but the answer to where isn't a mystery for long, as overhead speeders get a visual on Vader, but are then blasted down. Not too far away, Luke sees the ships explode in the sky, hating himself for not hitting Vader straight on. And not far away from Luke, Aphra watches him through her macro binoculars. She weighs their options on human hunting, but Aphra then has a great idea and runs back into the ship. Luke is in the ruins of an old Jedi temple, long since destroyed, but he still feels the Force within it. Yet it feels cold. In the hazy distance, Luke thinks he sees old Ben and someone with him, Anakin, but he can't concentrate. However, C-3PO appears, saying that he's so glad that he found Luke alive. He was so worried. Yet R2-D2 is freaking out at seeing him, and Luke turns to ask R2 what's wrong. In that moment, it's just enough time for C-3PO to put his hand on Luke's shoulder, shocking him. Surprise, it's Trip Zero. Dun dun dun. Okay, it's actually not that hard of a thing to guess when Aphra had that idea back at the ship. So what do I think of this issue? It's awesome. While Vader being a badass is just continuing from the last issue with his mission to find Luke no matter what, I think the best part of this comic is actually a couple pages where Han and Leia arrive planetside. I mean, I like Aphra using her brain to capture Luke, with Trip Zero pretending to be C-3PO. But Han calling Leia out about how she's basically sacrificed Luke to the desert so she can make Vader pay for the destruction of Alderaan is just really good. In just 2 pages, there's more characterization of those two than in the whole of the original trilogy. A blasphemous statement, I can admit. Han actually feels Luke is a friend, so he's going to go save his friend, while Leia is sort of having a Captain Ahab vibe, just wanting to chase her white whale, who just so happens to be a big black whale. What, Prowse was like 6'5", so he's pretty tall in black armor. Anyways, now Aphra has Luke, but will it last? Come back tomorrow as we hop to the Star Wars comics to find out. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, like, share, and subscribe. As always, if you agree or disagree with me, or just want to add your own comments, theories, or criticisms, leave a comment below. Don't forget to check out my other channels, ComicSins and The Archivist, links on screen. I also want to give a huge shout out to Star Wars Explained and Star Wars Theory. I may be talking about my views on Darth Vader comics this month, but both of these channels have been spectacular when dealing with the whole of Star Wars, both canon and legends. Links also on screen. And finally, my credits song is lifted from Taylor Davis's epic Star Wars medley. Check out her channel where she plays some epic violin. And as always, stay golden, Inklings.